Are you one of those people who suffer from electromagnetic hypersensitivity, fatigue, tiredness, stress, brain fog, aches, and pains? What if I told you that you can soak your way into serenity? Soak in Serenity, our new herbal bath formula, is known to soothe anxiety, relieve stress and fatigue in just one bath. Visit our store at blacksunrise.com/herbs-page. Remember to spell sunrise SONRISE. Okay, and in today's segment of your Global Black News, the U.S. Army to spend $500 million training soldiers to fight underground? This is the stuff a conspiracist dream of. I see lizards at war. Okay, back to reality. So the U.S. government is spending, let me get this straight, $500 million to train soldiers to fight underneath our feet, and humanity is still asleep? Is anybody listening? Okay, so get this. The Department of Defense will spend more than $500 million to train Army soldiers to fight underground? Pentagon chiefs are re-evaluating the training and equipment that troops will need, not to fight on the Earth's surface, but beneath it. I want to say it, but I'm gonna hold. The DoD will provide $572 million to train and equip 26 of its 31 active combat brigades to fight in large-scale subterranean areas, such as sewers or railway systems. Okay, so railway systems that exist beneath dense urban areas around the world? Lord have mercy, help me. Oh my God. Lizards. Soldiers will need new equipment and training to be able to fight in complete darkness with bad air and lack of cover from enemy fire. They believe that in these circumstances, the current U.S. military equipment communications would be inadequate. We did recognize in a mega city that has underground facilities, sewers, and subways, and some of the things we would encounter, we have to look at ourselves and say, okay, how does our current set of equipment and our tactics stack up? Colonel Townley Hedrick, commandant of the infantry school at the Army's Maneuver Center of Excellence at Fort Benning, Georgia, told military.com. What are the aspects of megacities that we have paid the least attention to lately? And every megacity has got sewers and subways and stuff that you can encounter. So let's brush it up a little bit. In recent years, the military has undertaken studies of its underground fighting capability, and it completed a 4-month review last year of its outdated approach to underground combat, reported Task and Purpose. Last year, it issued a new training manual for soldiers fighting in subterranean environments. The previous manual dated back to 1993. The new program comes at a time when military chiefs are convinced future conflicts are likely to be fought in heavy urbanized areas, such as South Korean capital of Seoul or Baltic cities or New York. Up to now, underground fighting was confirmed to specialized units such as the Army's Delta Force or the Navy SEAL Team 6. During the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, things began to shift. Yeah, I bet it did. With battles fought in urban areas and tunnels. According to the new trading guide, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un can move up to 30,000 troops an hour through a network of deep tunnels under the border into South Korea. I'm quite sure this has nothing to do with North Korea. He is also said to have subterranean nuclear missile facilities as well as regimental air base built into a granite mountain. But so does the U.S. military. The one out in Cheyenne, Colorado. Anyway, here goes my spidey senses again. My Corona-chan crystal ball of conspiracies. Okay? I am calling up my coronavirus conspiracy tentacles. My neurons in my brain are firing so quickly that I don't even know where to start. The moment I heard underground, I was reverted back to a vision I had. I think it was last summer. And in that vision, I saw that underground dumps up in California. And I had a vision where I saw a hand throw this some sort of projectile into the base. And smoke started coming out of it. But prior to that, I heard a voice say, "We can't save all of them. We can't save them." And then they threw this thing and it just let out smoke. I don't know what kind of weapon system is that. It just this kind of thing, metal, and then it just rolled in there and then smoke started coming out of it. This was a vision I had, right? And instinctively I saw this vision and I said to myself, there's an underground war going on. A war beneath our feet. So imagine my shock when I hear the US military is spending $500 million to train soldiers to fight underground in mega cities. That's the first thing. Then my corona spidey conspiracy tentacles started raging even more. And I said to myself, underground? Lizards? You do know what lives in the subway system, right? You do know what lives... Guys, my spidey senses is telling me that there's a war going on under our feet. Those of you who are still asleep, you guys can see that there's a bunch of aliens fighting over this planet. You just think the weather is like that because of, global warming or global confusion or whatever. No. There are aliens who want to terraform this planet and make it habitable for them. And in order for it to be habitable for them, they must terraform it away from us. That's an alien war. There are aliens on this planet that can live in a radiation-induced environment that will kill human beings. That, my friends, your 5G, your Wi-Fi deployment, cell towers everywhere, and being drenched 24/7 in saturated radiation. That's for a reason. That is an alien war. Your fluoridated water that makes us zombies, okay, but they can drink it. That is an alien war, okay? Terraforming food on a molecular level and taking away the seed and giving us GMO food that sticks to the lining of your stomach that you literally cannot go and relieve yourself on a daily basis because the food is designed to stick to the walls of your stomach. That is an alien war. Okay? So the US military has decided we're not dying fast enough via air, land, and sea. Now we're going to start a war underground for the lizards to get. Listen. So when you start this war underground, U.S. military, okay, because that's what the lizards are. Okay, let's just get this together. So when you start this war underground, U.S. military, every time you start a war. Okay, need I give you the history lessons of every time you start a war? What could possibly go wrong? So you left space with Trump and his Space Force, okay? So you're fighting the aliens in space. Okay, fine. Fight the aliens in space, prevent them from coming back to the planet to rescue and deliver us from you guys. Fine, do what you need to do. You are fighting an atmospheric war with nature. From your silent weapons for quiet wars to your aqua trails on the seas to Fukushima leaking radiation to poisoning the air, land, and sea. You are now going to fight wars underground where they live so they can come above ground and eat whom? Are you listening? So let me get this straight, U.S. military. So you are spending $500 million to go into the territory where the reptiles live. Need I give you a history lesson of your wars? You went into Iraq to get rid of Saddam Hussein. Iraq is a piece of shit today. You went to Libya. Libya needs Jesus. Okay? When you were done in Libya, slavery is legal in Libya. You get to Syria. Syria is 10 pieces. Now you are going into you are spending $500 million to go into the territory where these reptiles live and start a war with them. Just give me heads up notice. And then you're not going to be fighting them out in the desert. You are going to where the lizards live. Under U.S. government, who is advising you to do this? Are you trying to get Don't you think the lizards eat enough of us? If you are going underground to start a war, and underground is where these factions of lizards live. And you're going to be doing this under mega cities with large human populations. What are your contingency plans when those creatures in a war with you start pushing upwards? Have you thought about that? Let me ask you the question again on a serious note. So U.S. military, U.S. generals, you're going to start underground warfare. Did you factor in the reptiles that live in those underground sewer systems? That if you start a war on their home turf under megacities, do you have some kind of agreement with them that they don't start coming above ground? Just give me the heads up when you start, okay? So I can move out of New York City. Anyway, join us for another segment of your crazy